Hi, I'm Patti Miners, and I'm the director of Murder on the Orient Express. I've been involved with theater here at Baytown since my late husband John and I were in Jesus Christ Superstar. He was pilot and I was the keyboardist, and ever since then we've been hooked. I've directed several shows, I've played keyboard for several shows, especially the Christmas shows. Have been involved with those as a director, and I've been a performer on stage as well. But this particular show I'm really looking forward to directing because I love Agatha Christie, and Murder on the Orient Express is one of my favorites.
Hi, my name is Jan Herring-Seeley, and I'm the assistant director for Murder on the Orient Express. I joined the theater in 1986. My first show was Annie. I've been off stage and on stage in just about every capacity there is. Most recently, in the last few years, I have been chair and co-chair of costumes here at the theater with Patti and I. And I'm looking forward to this show. It's going to be great. Oh, this is definitely yours. I will try to chime in.
Agatha Christie is famous for mystery writing. She's written short stories, she's written books, she's written plays, and probably Murder on the Orient Express is one of her more familiar sounding titles. It has an exotic location. The time period is glamorous, the 1930s, between World War I and World War II. Times were hopeful. People were ready to celebrate life after the end of the First World War, but yet, what are the possibilities that were to come? In the middle of all that, you have the great trauma that was worldwide with Charles Lindbergh's young child that was kidnapped and later found killed. So that kind of sets the scene for where she began her story in Murder on the Orient Express. There is something that happens earlier and that has brought all of this to a head on the train at this particular time, on this particular event is brought them all together. So a storm comes in, and Hercule Poirot, the famous Belgian detective, is also on the scene, who no one expected to have him appear. So all of those things together, the mysterious characters who seemingly don't know each other, but do they really not know each other? And all the other things that are going on make for a very exciting evening of theater.
Yes. I think we might also note that even though this was one of the plays that Agatha Christie wrote herself, this particular version that we'll be staging is an adaptation by Ken Ludwig, he's just a brilliant playwright, and some of the best plays out there right now, I believe, have been adapted by him.
Or written by him, right.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to do Murder on the Orient Express because I love Agatha Christie. I love her writing. She has written one of the most famous and long-running plays in history, The Mousetrap, which is still ongoing. And her history alone is very fascinating. She had mysteries entwined within her own life, and a lot of those carry over. A lot of those details carry over into all the different plays that she's written, one of them being Murder on the Orient Express. Her second husband, was an archaeologist, and so she went to the Middle East. She was there on archaeological digs, and she learned so much, and some of that carries over into the exotic locations that a lot of her later plays would have, including Murder on the Orient Express. To me, it's such a fascinating time period. I've always loved that 1930s, 1940s time. It's exotic, it's glamorous, and I hope we bring that same feeling to the play.
So we read several of the Agatha Christie plays in the last couple of years. This is by far my favorite of those plays. And when Patti decided she was going to put in to direct, the decision was made. I was going to be involved no matter what. Patti is an excellent director. Everything she does comes out with a charmed touch. So you can be sure that this is going to be an experience that will transport you back in time.
Auditions are coming up. We're very excited about auditions. They will be Sunday and Monday night here at Baytown Little Theater, March 26th and 27th. So that will be this coming Sunday and Monday. They will start at 7 o'clock. There will be signing in. If you can get here early before 7 o'clock, that would be great, because you can go ahead and fill out an audition form. I don't need anything ahead of time. You can fill out the form here. For the audition, readings will consist of cold readings from the script, and we will be picking out selections based upon different characters and how different characters relate to each other in a particular scene. So we're looking at that. Auditions start at 7 o'clock. How long they last will really depend on how many people are here. We will go each night until we've auditioned everyone that wants to be auditioned that is here. I'm a firm believer in that, letting people, if they haven't read for a part, if they still want to read for a part, I'm more than willing to let them do that as well. They don't have to be at both nights, although I would prefer it. It's always good to get multiple views of different people, because different people come different nights. So you may get a group dynamic one night that you wouldn't have the next. So it's always good to come to both, but it's not necessary. I have a good memory, so we'll be able to remember all those who come to auditions. This particular show is extremely important with dialects, accents. So we have, besides Hercule Poirot, we have a friend of his. Both of them are Belgian, which could very be similar to French. We have someone that's Russian, Scottish, English, Swedish, Hungarian. So we have a variety of accents. So I would love to see what people can do with accents at the audition as well.
Yeah, which might actually mean that there would be some advantage to doing a little bit of research. You can go online and research the characters and see if you're particularly interested in a character. Is she Russian, or is she Hungarian, or something like that.
There is always a chance for any level of acting ability in most shows. This show is unique because there are few parts. So, and each part is very integral to the plot. Each one is extremely important. So, however, that doesn't mean someone with limited experience couldn't come in and just blow us away, with their ability to perform. The rehearsal schedule for this particular play is a little unique because we're coming into holiday time, both at schools and religious holidays. Easter is involved, plus we have Mother's Day. So it's going to be a little bit of moving around with the rehearsal calendar. Usually what we would hope to do is Sunday afternoons, Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, with a lot of tech work on Saturday, and Sunday evening if needed. We will not be doing the show. We will not be having rehearsal on Easter Sunday. We do have a matinee performance on Mother's Day. So what a wonderful opportunity to take a member of your family out for Mother's Day and come see a show at Baytown Little Theater. I like to empower actors. I like to know what actors have to offer. What can they convey? I want to bring out the character. And as the director, that is one of our jobs, is to bring out that vision, bring out within each person what they have to offer to that particular role. And so I hope I will give them, when they're on stage, that feeling that they can explore that character, put more of themselves, how do they relate to that character, and bring that out, while at the same time encouraging. I think I'm a very encouraging person.
One thing I believe that you get when Patti directs is an attention to casting. I think that's one reason that she feels like she can come in and then encourage the actors, because she does a great job of casting those people to begin with. She is patient and she is kind. You don't always get that out of a director, so I think that's a big strength.
one way to prepare for auditions is to do a little research on the time period, on the show itself, and on the various characters that are going to be in the show. I know there's a lot of videos just to get a feel for accents and some idea about the type of character that's going to be needed for the show.
One of the things that I look for in people to be on stage is reliability, cast and crew. You want to know that they're reliable and that they're going to be there when you need help and when you ask them to be there. So that's one thing that we do on our audition form, is we ask you to look carefully at it and make sure that there are no conflicts that you know of already. We will be asking that at auditions.
One of the things I'm going to be looking for from the actors in this show is definitely the accent, definitely the way that they speak, which we can work through that during the rehearsal process, but also the way they carry themselves. Each of these characters in the show has a very unique personality, and that is conveyed not just through speaking, but also just a matter of standing or the way you carry yourself physically as you portray a character. So it's how well can you come across, how well can you project yourself and the character that you're wanting to represent. How does that portray, how do you get that out there to the audience and to us while you're in an audition? And it's not an easy thing to do when you're doing a cold reading with several people that are strangers to you when you get up on the stage. But I have every confidence that we will have many actors who will be able to do that. So I'm excited about auditions.
I do think also that we're always looking to see if Patti tells you do the character this way or do something like that. We're looking for directability as well as anything else. Someone that can react to the critique or the suggestions that are made.
We have auditions on this coming Monday and Sunday and Monday night. That will give us a couple of days to finalize everything. So I hope to make announcements about casting before the end of the week, hopefully by Thursday, though I don't want to guarantee anything. So we will be contacting everyone whether they get a part or not. It might be a text or an email or a phone call, but everyone will be contacted, and then later we will also post it on the website. We have wonderful people in our production team. Jan Herring-Seeley is my assistant director. Noah Dobbs is doing the set design, and she's overseeing the construction. Gary Smith is over lighting. Kevin Peterman is doing the sound. Leslie Williams is props chairperson. She's over that. Cindy Williams is over our hair and makeup and also social media. She's helping us work toward that. Darlene Bioral is working with us on set decoration and doing research and developing the time period and attention to detail for those things, as well as assisting in any way she can. Costuming is really big in the show, and Jan and I are still doing costumes because we are the costume chairs for the theater, and we just decided to do costumes.
And because we couldn't let go of it, that was one of the main reasons we're doing the show anyway.
I mean, that's one of the things I like about the show is the costuming, so we're going to hopefully do well with that. Stephen Bent is working with us on projections and doing things, behind the scenes to make that look good. Marcy Barrientos is our stage manager. Who have I left out?
Terry's helping with set construction, but
Terry
that's
Seeley
going
is
to be
helping with sets.
Everybody in the cast will be helping in some way with construction and the other crews. So we have a great production.
I'm very lucky.
Crew.
I feel very fortunate.
Yeah. One thing that maybe, especially people that haven't really auditioned before, might want to understand is that we're all volunteers here. So there are no paid actors, and so it's not really that intimidating. That doesn't mean that it's not scary to get up on stage and audition, because it always is. It is important to note that we're all friends here. There's nobody here that's going to pick you apart. We want to see you get up on stage and give us your best approximation of that character. One thing I would say is that the ability to project is very important. We don't use a whole lot of microphones in our theater. It's not a large theater.
We're very supportive because everyone has been, anyone that comes in for the most part to audition has experienced the same level of being uncomfortable when you're going on stage for the first time. Everybody's experienced that, so it's a very encouraging environment. People are very supportive, so just come out. We want everyone to have fun, but we also want to have a show that's going to be very entertaining, very evocative of the period, very much a special presentation, something unique and wonderful that we really hope to put on the stage. So everyone come out, have fun, enjoy the audition because they can be fun.
I do think that that's the benefit of a community theater. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the purpose of a community theater, to be a place where people of like mind, can come together and can do things that they love to do and be able to share it with the community. When I was in the 80s, when I was looking for I had been working shift work and was no longer doing that, and I thought I need a new set of friends, and I thought I'll go to the theater, and that's pretty much history. It's a great place to come and find people that are like-minded.
That happened to us as well. A friend of ours got us over here to see a show, and it was like lights went off, literally, and we've been hooked ever since. So that was over 25 years ago, and we're still here and still enjoying it. Have family here, that with people we consider family, because Baytown Little Theater has become not just friends but family, and that's what we hope our next cast will also experience.